Hello, friends. Welcome to Nirmal Bang. I am Piyush Jain, and today we are bringing to you a brand, a new IPO, where the company is resonated by a very popular brand. The brand name is Mufti, and the name of the company is Credo Brands Marketing Limited. Joining us on the show today is Mr. Kamal Kushlani, the chairman and the managing director of the company. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Piyush.
So your brand basically resonates across the country, across geographies. It's very well known by the sort of the different categories, the different sort of I would say clothing wear you actually provide to all the fashion lovers. So, but we always actually love to know more about the brand. So let's first start this conversation uh, about your journey from the beginning of the brand, establishment of the brand, the most painful part where actually you work really to make the brand quite recognizable, and now towards actually becoming a listed company. So help us understand more about the journey.
So, how much time do we have, Piyush?
I'm
Because
sure it's going to be a long story, but let's try and compress it.
I know. I was just joking because it's a journey of 30 years. I'll try and compress it as much as possible. Launched the brand in 1998, Piyush, and the reason to launch the brand by this name Mufti is because at that time the kind of products that we made were very different from what was available in the market. Every 20-25 years, menswear goes through a very radical shift in fashion. So that was what was happening back then. Loose fitted clothes were in fashion prior to that, and slim fit, short shirts kept out, not tucked in, were coming into fashion. And we've come 25 years today, and life has come full circle, and loose clothes are slowly coming back. But
Yeah.
anyway, coming back to the name Mufti, it's actually a Hindi word used by all our armed forces whenever they're not in uniform. So typically the police would say that sir हमें कल रेड मारने जाना है यूनिफॉर्म में आना है मुफ्ती में आना है. So technically, you and me both are in Mufti right now. So that's how we chose the name Mufti and gave it a tagline saying anything else is a uniform, because what we were trying to say is that what we make is very different compared to other brands. So we are the different, and the others are uniform. So that's
That,
how
that,
the
that's quite an intelligent thought. Like
yeah.
it just resonates.
Correct. So that's how we launched it as a concept, called it Mufti, and gave it a tagline. Anything else is uniform, as I said. So that's how the
Mm.
brand was launched. Slowly grew from there, rode the wave along with India, and the India story has been good. And it's the type of clothes that we have been making ever since the beginning. I mean, we are a brand that is providing clothing that is casual, creative, and expressive and bold. It's for the contemporary Indian man who wants to stand out with his clothes and express his personality, and not somebody who wants to blend into the crowd. So that's typically the tribe that we have been attracted over the past so many years. So starting from there is where we began the journey, and we have been doing that over the last 25 years now. It happens to be our 25th anniversary as well in the year in which we're launching the IPO for the brand. So we continue to redefine clothing for men even today, available across 1,807 retail touchpoints
Mhm.
across 591 cities pan India.
Right, and the interesting part is you're asset light, right? So you don't have any manufacturing facility, not no sort of heavy assets on the balance sheet. How it is?
So, right, ever since the beginning, we've always focused on our core competence, which has been design and branding and retailing now. So that's what we've always focused on, and you know, outsourced our production whenever we wanted. So we are asset light both at the front end as well as back end. All the stores that we open are rented out and leased, and the production we are outsourcing from our vendor and manufacturing partners. But having said that, I call them partners because that's how we truly treat them, and we believe in working with them, so as to provide them with everything so that there can be an efficient output of production from their facilities.
Yeah, and so it's quite evident from the perspective of the margins, because you're commanding margins almost 25 to 35%. That's the range of EBITDA margins you're commanding. Help us also understand basically how the sort of fixed cost works for you from the perspective of rentals. Um, how many stores basically are on your own books, or how many stores are actually franchise? How it works for you?
So the stores that we, out of all the stores that we run, there are two-thirds of our stores are run by franchisees, and we ensure that first generation entrepreneur, Piyush, we've ensured that all our partners make money ever since the day we started the business, and the business has been built on relationships, whether you talk about it our suppliers or our vendor partners that I mentioned earlier, or we talk about our franchisee partners. Like more than two-thirds of our stores are run by franchisees. More than half of them are more than 5 years old, and some of them go back to the inception and continue
Okay.
to grow their stores with us. So that's the overall. Typically, we have a store between 700 to 800 odd square feet, and we have stores
Right.
across all types of towns, from metros to tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 towns. Typically metros have coco stores, and tier 1 and some tier 2 have COFO stores, and FOFO stores are typically there in the tier 3 towns.
Right. And one curious question would be that when you chose the decision to actually stay asset light and did not go into manufacturing, why actually you chose to go for owning the some stores, even if you're talking about one-third stores?
No, we don't own the stores. When we say company owned, what we mean is company owned and company operated. So the lease is
Hmm.
also in the company's name, and the company operates the store as well. And
Of course,
COFO store
when,
means a company.
when I say,
Uh,
yeah, when I say own, doesn't mean that you own the shop.
sure.
What I was asking was that why basically you chose to also actually rent out yourself or operate the stores yourself instead of franchise also. Like there is a
See,
one third, two third split. So I was asking
two
the
thirds,
strategy behind
yeah, more than two-thirds of our stores are run by franchisees, but some of the stores in larger cities, typically the metros, etc., is where we
it. Mm.
prefer to run the stores ourselves. So wherever
Okay,
stores are very, very accessible to us, where our offices, and these are flagship stores, these stores we prefer to run on our own.
right. And then let's also sort of take a deep dive what the brand really sells, what kind of products, what kind of accessories. Please take us sort of through the products.
So we cater to a wide range, and within that range, we provide a meaningful variety, for our consumers' wardrobe. See, as casualization has happened to us over the last 20-25 years, what has happened is that people need different types of casuals for different moments in their lives. So we have created four different verticals in our merchandise, and we call it our merchandise architecture, so that our
Mm.
designers can clearly design collections within each vertical, so that we provide a meaningful variety to our customers to be able to cater to more moments in their lives, and thereby be a larger share of their wardrobe. Because today you need different types of casuals for different moments. It's like your daily casuals are different, what you wear to your holidays are different, what you wear for parties. Even at parties, what you'd wear for an evening wear party is very, very different aesthetically as compared to what you would wear for a lunch party or a brunch party or a sundowner,
Mm.
for that matter. Or it's athleisure for your travel moments and lounging moments. So for, if you want, what we do is we create collections within all four verticals to be able to provide a meaningful variety to our consumers within the width of our offering. And we make everything from shirts to t-shirts to sweatshirts to jeans, chinos, and in outerwear, from jackets to blazers to sweaters. See, the prime reason for our existence has been our competence in product and our competence in design. Hence, we are one of the brands who has, in fact, our sales are equal in topware and bottomware both, which in a sense in the industry report also has shown is very, very unique to our brand, because we are good at both products, topware and bottomware, and we sell across all the categories. And we are expressive as a brand.
Right. Almost clocking around 500 crores in sales at the end of the last financial year. And the growth basically has been quite good actually, because 340 crores was the year before. Again, then you were clocking around 250 crores the year before. And that was the time when actually we were rebounding back from COVID. And then finally, actually, a sort of a good 500 crore number last year. Having said that, from the perspective of margins, EBITDA margins, what's the sense here? Because if I'm looking at Rocky, which is return on equity, return on capital employed, those are actually very strong numbers. So how's the sort of working capital situation for your business?
So we see the working capital situation in our business is such that we've always been a company that has looked at our growth through the profitability lens, and that's how we have been growing the business. And over the last few years, and we intend to continue doing that. We've been a dividend paying company, and we've been profitable ever
No,
since.
no, sir. I'm just jumping in between. Like I was trying to ask you, when a manufacturer manufactures as per your design and instructions, those also would be your decade-old partners. But when they
Mhm.
manufacture, do they give you on credit, or you have to pay them upfront, and
So
then the
typically,
goods? Yep,
no,
sure.
it's up to us as to how, whether we pay them or we the terms that we employ. We are a very, very vendor friendly company, and typically we pay them within 7 days of them answering. What do you say? Delivering the goods to us.
Okay. So they would be sort of delivering to you, then it goes to the stores. In the stores, what's the average life cycle from the perspective of entering the store and then getting sold?
So typically, see, we make two collections in a year. For autumn winter is one, and spring summer is one. That's the kind of seasons we see in India. But having said that, within each collection, we split it up into five different hits, and for that we have freshness coming in every month. For which
Okay.
we create the collections in a manner in which that uh, in every month there is freshness coming into our stores.
Okay.
Yeah.
And suppose it's a franchisee owned store, do they also pay you advance when the goods come into their stores, or they pay you after it gets sold?
So the model that we follow is that we typically take advances from our franchisees for the goods that we supply to them, and these advances lie with us as security deposits on which we pay them a small interest. But uh, once the goods are supplied to them, the way we work is whatever is sold between Monday to Sunday, we receive payments within the next week of Monday or Tuesday for the goods that were sold in the last week.
So if I simplify that, you're saying that anything which is there in the store as an inventory, that
Mhm.
amount would have been there as a deposit with you. And for anything which gets sold, that gets created within a week to you.
More or less, yes.
Okay. So that more or less actually takes care of your working capital, because you anyways actually have the money upfront from them for the
Correct.
inventory, and you would be paying to the manufacturers like that quickly. So that actually balances out the working capital requirement.
Right.
Right, sir. And from that perspective, help us also understand the most interesting part here is that how much funds you're looking to raise from this IPO. And
So
I understand truly it has been a 25 years of journey. So the promoters, you, promoter family, they deserve to actually cash out some part of it. But why you're not raising funds for the company? I think that is something which I think the investors would like to know.
like I said, Piyush, the company has been generating enough cash to provide for the growth that the company is doing, and at the
Sure.
same time, it's been a company that's been paying dividends. And we have some angel investors in the company who have been with us for 17, 18 years now. So uh, they wanted to exit, and it's been a right time. So the issue is being done to provide them an exit. And
M and
also
X.
to complete the size of the issue, even the promoter family has participated to some extent. However, post the issue, we would be holding roughly 54 odd percent as the
Makes sense.
promoter.
Makes sense because no way is better way than actually getting listed in the market that actually provides brand image, liquidity, everything.
Absolutely.
So perhaps that is
Absolutely.
something which is a good way here. Also,
Absolutely.
one query sort of would be, and that would be from the perspective of what's the next stage of growth for the company from here. Like, and also another way is that is the company exporting anything for now? Perhaps that pointer would be interesting. And second is where actually now from here actually you can grow from the perspective of volume growth, or how the next 1,000 crore milestone could come. Give us some sense around that.
See, typically what we have been doing, we are not exporting anything. We have seen enough headroom for growth within, the menswear space, the men's
The large
casual wear,
Indian market.
yeah, that
Mhm.
we are catering to. And India has shown enough of an appetite for expanding into newer cities and newer geographies within India, which are emerging markets within India, which is
Mm.
an emerging market itself. So we have been opening, like in this year, we have, in the first 6 months, we've opened 31 new stores, and last year we had opened 52 new stores. So
Mhm.
this is something we've been consistently doing in the past, and there is some kind of healthy rate of growth that we have been seeing across our stores, and that is exactly what we intend to continue doing going forward. We will demonstrate what we have been doing earlier in the past. We just intend to continue doing what we've been doing, Piyush.
Sure. One small question: is there any seasonality in your business? Because I was just looking at the last 3 months in your RHP. In last three
Mhm.
months, actually, the profit margins were 7% versus the full year profit margin of 15%. And I thought there must be a seasonality, must be a restocking or destocking. Like, is there any seasonality?
You hit the nail on the head. Yes, there is a seasonality. Typically, the Q1 in our business is lower than the season months. So what happens during this month? The fixed expenses remain the same, and however, the revenue is lower. So the profit is what it is. But by the end of the year, it normalizes.
Then I would believe that your what second quarter, third quarter, they might be the busiest quarters,
So second quarter is the season quarter, yes, and third quarter is also the season. But so second and fourth typically are the higher revenue. Quarters.
Okay, okay. Because you might be selling upfront, and then it would be getting actually sold off the stores later.
Correct.
When
So
when
that,
when do you recognize revenue, sir? Like, is it when you release it to the stores, or when it actually gets billed out of the store?
uh, so in the stores that we run on our own, the Coco stores, it is recognized when it is billed at the store, and the
Right.
rest of the MBOs or department stores or franchise operated stores, it is recognized the day we bill it out to them. The ownership gets transferred to them.
Okay, makes sense. And that's why there is a bit of skewedness in the second quarter. Now it actually gets linked there.
Right.
So this definitely actually sounds a sort of a great a sort of listed journey, perhaps. And one last question, I think we'll end that conversation here with that question, and that
Sure.
would be cash generating, well-known brand across different categories we've talked about. Now, building a distribution network takes a lot of sweat, a lot of time you've built over the years. To me, this is a recipe now. Actually, you would like to sort of load more into this distribution network. Any plans of any acquisition or sort of building new products? Any plans around that?
See, like I said earlier, we've been seeing a headroom for growth in what we've been doing, and we've been growing healthily over the last, years, and we've been demonstrating that, and we intend to continue, doing what we have been doing, and we should be able
In
to
your plan?
maintain that course. Yeah,
Okay, so focused story is what actually
absolutely,
we'll call that.
absolutely.
Thanks a
Focused,
lot,
and
sir.
we would
Yes,
like
sir.
to be, wherever we are present in the category that we are present, we'd like to be dominant players in that category. So that's how we believe in being, and that's how we believe in staying.
Well, that definitely sounds good. A lot of actually stocks where actually premiums have been awarded is primarily because of very, very focused capital employed and thereby returns on capital employed. So, all the best wishes to you for that journey from our side, from our viewers, and we hope that this IPO is a very successful IPO for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And
Thanks.
dear viewers, that was the Muti brand for you, the new IPO. Hope you enjoyed this conversation. For now, it's a wrap.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from Nirmal Bang.